duplicate what you do. And if you cannot duplicate what you do, then your team is only going to grow, but so far, and it's only going to grow at a certain pace. Meaning, everybody cannot operate, believe it or not, in this day and age, everybody cannot operate certain technology. They can't. You understand? When I met my husband, Lord have mercy, I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to go there, but you got to, I'll apologize later. Let me apologize now. But when I met Tony had a flip phone. And I said, why he got a flip phone? This man's supposed to be a plumber. Why he got a flip phone? I text him and take him about 30 minutes to get back. So he got to go through A, B, C, then the small A, small B, small C. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. And when I saw it, the little phone, and not only the flip phone, it was a little raggedy little flip phone. I said, why don't you he said, as long as I can make calls and receive calls, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And so I can expect my husband, or maybe now he can, to take a laptop inside of somebody's house, asking for an HDMI cable, hook it up to their TV. If it don't work, you gotta find out where is it at. You gotta go to the menu, you gotta go there. Is it HD? Is it this one? Is it port 1, port 2, port 3? I mean, come on. And when somebody sees somebody doing that and they can't do it, they're gonna automatically count themselves out. They're gonna say, I can't do this. But who can't give somebody a book? Start up a conversation right on the front page and say, open the book. Yeah. Everybody can do that. Even if you can't say it, you can write it on a piece of paper and it's duplicatable. Are y'all following me? And so I've encouraged, in the last company that I was with for 18 years, I encouraged everybody to buy a set of 10 of those presentation booklets. And get this, you don't have to buy it from me. Everything that's in this book is right in the tools section. Everything outside of the cover, everything is in the tools section. And so all you do is you give everybody in the presentation. So I'm having a Health and Wealth seminar. Everybody gets a book. But it's my book. You cannot have my book. Oh, yes. I'm going to take my book back. If you want to take a picture of it, you can take a picture of it if you want. But you got to give me my book back. Some folks even get them laminated and then put back together, right? Because they're their presentation booklets. And then everybody in the presentation gets a book. And then you say, everybody, okay, we're getting ready to get started. Look at the front page. So, is there one thing that we can do every day to help our bodies create optimal health? It starts up conversation. Everybody's talking, da 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 da. Well, there's a lot of information here we're going to get to in a minute. But here's the thing. Change one thing, change everything. Yeah. Open the book. You don't read everything in the book, and I never ask anybody else to read, and the reason why I don't, because everybody can't. And some folks can't read at the level that you can read. Some folks don't comprehend the way you comprehend. Me being a school teacher, it's just in me. You understand? Now, I got to teach somebody how to do it, but now it's not the time. It's somebody, you read paragraph 1, you read, and then they're there, and it's like, I'm never coming back to one of these things again. Because some people don't feel comfortable reading in front of other people. Some people don't feel that they can pronounce the words, etc. And so I go through, I highlight a few pages, a few things in which is mine's the master copy, right? My book. And then I'll say, well, look over here, and I'll share a few things. And here it says what? The importance of a healthy microbiome. What is a microbiome? And then it's right there, page 3. Look at page 3. The love biome difference. You share a few things from there. Turn the page. Is everybody now on page 4? Yeah, we're on page 4. Okay, great. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about targeted probiotics. Just a little bit. You're not going to stay there all day. It's not a training session. It's just an introduction. Okay? And then from the first sip, what you can expect from the first sip. Just a few things that's appealing to you. That will most likely be appealing to somebody else. Then, guess what? The product at a glance. You'll be able to do this later on. You tell them. Okay, but at the end, you'll be able to go ahead and take your phones out, and you can teach them how to do that, and just put on the camera, and you can scan any one of these, and it's going to open up a 6-page document, and you'll be able to save it, and you'll be able to look at it later, or whatever. But now let's talk about p84. And so p84, complete microbiome health. Here, what is Dr. Zach saying about it? Right there, on page 8. And then, Vital Power 1, page 9. Here, okay? What's inside of the product you can expect. Then Vital Power 2. Let's talk a little bit about that. You highlight a few things, maybe 2 sentences, and you talk about it. That's it. And then over here, what's in it? Now, how does it work? P1, step 1, step 2. Turn the page. What page are we on now? Oh, we're on page 14. All right, everybody's engaged, everybody's doing it. And then over here, how to use it, what you can expect, all in the tool section. Okay? I just made it easy for folks. And then here, some takeaways, key takeaways, and then FAQs. FAQs. And these are some very good FAQs. Frequently asked questions. I'm telling you, you just read the FAQs, that alone is going to educate you like you would, it'll blow your mind. And then once it's done, I take up my books, I close. Everybody, we close everybody. And I don't usually close them. Maybe next time I come, maybe I can do this. I can talk about how I close. Because I don't close people, like the whole room. If I'm doing a big room, I close the whole room. But if I'm doing a small gathering, where everybody's over there testing, I want to talk to the person that's the most excited. We're going to have a conversation on the side. Because usually, people make decisions based on somebody else's decision. And I don't want that. I want to meet with them individually. And once I get the order, and especially if they decide they want to do the business, the next thing is we schedule a Health and Wealth seminar right away. Right away. Because I want you getting a deposit in your bank account that following Friday. When you get a deposit, people stay for pay. Somebody say that out loud. People stay for pay.
People stay for pay.
They stay for pay. When you start getting folks some deposits on Friday, come on somebody, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Now that leads me, and by the way, these are in the back. You can see Tony, but these in the back. Now here, this is what I want to say here, quickly, before I get into this. When I first got started, I want y'all to hear me good. I'm going to say something, and I may get in trouble for it, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say a couple of things I'm going to get in trouble for. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to get in trouble. Here's the first thing. When I first got started with Love My Own, now, I come in from a company I did 18 years in that company. Felt like I was 18 years at the time. My daddy did 25 years, right? So I've been 18 years. And I was making really, really good money. We're selling a high-ticketed item. If I sold somebody a machine, I make almost $3,000. I had it set up that way. One machine. But guess what? In order to make that again, I have to find somebody else and sell them one. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I didn't feel like doing that. You see? But I had an organization that was selling them like crazy. They were selling up, they're selling. So money was coming in, constantly coming in. We would get checks every day. I remember one time we got so many checks in the mail, and they made me take the post out. I don't know if you remember that, Pete, until they couldn't fit in the mailbox. And they called me to come and pick it up from at the UPS box, and called me to go pick it up. And I think it was 250 something checks that I went to pick up. That's how much money. But I'm saying it to say this. When I got started with Love Biome, because I had never done anything like this, where it was a product and people was consumable product and it was really residual income. I thought that I was having residual income because the only way I got paid extra money is if somebody bought a filter. And people started buying the knockoff filters, and so the checks kept going down. I'm saying it to say that some people, for some reason, they don't believe that this industry is real. They don't believe this industry is real. There was a time in that company where I was making well over $100,000 a month. Easy. Wow. When I say easy, easy. My daughters never paid college tuition. They never purchased cars. It was always made available to them. If I do it all over again now, I do it different. Trust me when I tell you. I make them struggle the same way I had to, because they'd appreciate something. Because the last thing that the BMW, Mercedes-Benz ain't total both of them. Anyway, that's another story. Because I'm going somewhere and I'm starting to feel like I want to reach out and touch her. You know what I'm saying? But no, because I struggled. My car, and this is after I had Chantel, 24 years old, and she's 24 years old now. When I gave birth to Chantel, I was riding around in a Ford Tempo. That I couldn't even get in on the driver's side. I had to get in on the passenger side and slide over. The leather seats were cut up, my legs was all scraped up. The women in the church were saying that I was being beaten by my husband. I said, they really don't know me. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't know me. Me being beaten by who? No way. It's all both of us in there. His eye would have been black. I might have had some scrapes. But they would have known we both were fighting. It wasn't just one that was fighting. Two of us that were fighting. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, that's what I was driving. And I had to work hard to upgrade myself. Nobody gave it to me. Nobody. Think about it. Mama died at 7. Daddy went to prison at 9. Grandma was a homemaker. Granddaddy was a sharecropper. They didn't have many nickels to rub together. Not even enough change to make noise. You understand? And then there I was now, an extra mouth to feed. And so when I left South Carolina, I left with a quilt that I made with my grandmother, Miss Cassie, a little bit of clothes in a suitcase, and $50 in my pocket. I kid you not. And the advice the lady gave me is, don't go up there and get on drugs, and don't become no prostitute. She didn't hug me, she didn't kiss me, she didn't say, I love you, I wish you well, nothing. And I had to ride in a seat on a train from South Carolina to New York by myself, to a city that I was scared to death. I mean, they told us, you don't want to go to New York City, they're a bunch of city slickers, they're going to steal your money, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. All the negative things that I heard for so many years, now I'm on my way there, by myself. And so I had to make it work. No wonder I was depressed. So anyway, that's another story. But to make my point, I was making serious money when I got started Love Biome. Got my first deposit. And I said, this ain't gonna work. This right here ain't gonna work. I ain't signed up for this. How am I gonna live off of this? What am I supposed to do? And so I knew I had to do it quietly, because if I made noise, the other company was gonna see me making noise and was gonna cut me off flat. And I wasn't having that. And so I'm like, I gotta do this. I can't do no presentations. I can't be seen, you know. And then stuff started happening. I started releasing weight. I started sleeping through the night. I mean, my little hair started growing back. I mean, I'm like, not the one I'm saying y'all look the other one. So y'all gonna catch that later, right? What I'm saying is, things started to happen. And I got louder and louder and louder. Next thing you know, I was all the way out the closet. I mean, listen, these products is working. I'm on Facebook, boy, I'm talking, I'm going on, boy, I'm just in there. I'm like, whatever. And then when they messed with Pete, I said, oh no, I'm gonna do a series now. Oh boy, they were hot with me. They called me in the office. I'm telling you, the conversation went like this: if you don't stop doing that, then we're gonna do this. And I said, if you touch my money, because I knew I hadn't made enough for Love Biome yet, I said, I declare I'm going to replace it by any means necessary. I mean, if I got to recruit every person in this company, I'm going to do it. Don't do it. They said, well, you know, what would it cost? What would it cost? How can we buy you out of Love Biome? I said, you can't. You can't buy me out of Love Biome. It's too late. I believe now. You should have got me when I got that first deposit. But now, I believe now. It's too late. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. And so what I did is I switched everything over to my daughters, and Siobhan and Chantel, I put it in their name, so they couldn't do it, but they took away the bonus money, but whatever. I put it over there, but by then, it was like, whatever. Because let me tell you something, and I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. Because see, somebody gonna miss this. But I want y'all to hear me today. I promise you. Where this is coming from, let me tell you something. It's like where this is coming from, a roach couldn't survive in the environment. What I mean by that is, there is no lie in what I'm about to say to you. There's no exaggeration. And what happened for me, through me, is available to every single one of you. I don't care what you made Friday or didn't make Friday. I don't care what your bonus check was. Here is the thing, and this is the piece that I'm gonna get in trouble for. That little bit of money kept growing. You know why it kept growing? Because I was consistent. I didn't look left, I didn't look right. I didn't look up, I didn't look down. Now y'all follow me? Oh, some situations came up that pissed me off. And immediately, with my training that I now use to train other folk, I had to snap out of it. I could not stay there and allow it to consume me. I had to get up, pull up my bloomers, as we call them in South Carolina. You understand? Get myself together and get back on track and just stay laser focused. Sometimes distractions can hinder us. They can stagnate us from stepping into our greatness. Everybody, let me tell you something, there's not a person in here that doesn't have greatness waiting on them. It's you that's hindering yourself from going in that direction. And so yeah, I had to change some things. I had to make some adjustments. Even had to change some friends. Oh, some family members had to go. Some of them too. They're the ones that you call them up on the phone. And you say, hey, how you doing? Girl. As soon as you hear, girl, it's all right, I got to go. And you've been telling you got to go 5 times and they still talking like you really don't respect me, doggone it. I done told you 4 times ago that I had to go and you still talking. They want to turn off my lights. Can you loan me? I said, nope. This is love by your own money. This is the kind that you don't want. Remember you said you didn't want to do this. So I can't give you the kind that you don't want. And I ain't got no other kind right now. You understand? And so let me get back on track. Here it is. I'm so serious. That deposit kept going up. Tony is my witness. And up. And now what he does is he projects, this is what it's gonna be. I bet you by this time next month, I bet you 2 months from now it's gonna be this. And I'm looking at him like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He be on point. He be on point. I don't know, Tony. You might have a little, you know, we got a lot of going on. You might be a little prophet yourself, you know, I don't know. Anyways, so it kept going. Eventually, it hit 5,000. Then it went to 10,000. Then it went, I'm telling you, 15,000. And 17,000, 18,000, then 25,000, then 26,000. Been with this company, doing this business, literally doing this business out loud. When I say out loud, I mean I've taken ownership of my organization. I'm making sure that I do the things that I was taught to do, that I did, that took me all the way to the top in every company that I did, and that was to love on people. To teach them, to treat them like they're my equal, not like they're beneath me. And not like I'm above anybody. And that's been 6 months now. My income has gone over $30,000 a month. And if you think I'm lying, I don't put it out there. There the man is right there. Ask him if I'm telling the truth. And get this, once upon a time, I was a merchant. And then I went from merchant to builder, builder 1, builder 2, builder 3, up to builder 4, to leader, to star performer, and to elite performer. But I went about this thing, in my humble opinion, wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. Everything was about speed, speed, speed. Gotta do it fast, gotta do it fast, gotta do it fast. Okay? And y'all did it fast. Yeah, I went elite. Less than 6 weeks. We elite. And get this, when I got there, it's like, oh, I'm here now what? The following month, I'm what now? Builder 4, leader, something like that, and I look back at the record. So what happened to elite? Oh, she's elite. But was I really elite? Was I really elite? No, I was elite on paper because that was my highest rank. But guess what happened? I listened to Kelly Olsen say, it's better to take your time and get there. And when you get there, you're there. It's not like buying a house and you're not sure how you're gonna pay the mortgage? You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you can pay the mortgage, right? And in my case, I wanted to make sure that I was a bona fide, documented elite. It did not happen overnight. One month, it's leader. And then all of a sudden, it started happening organically. It's like every month, leader.